I've been watching so much Wide Earp. We got Dr. V. We got me, Mark Friedman, just an American citizen, Dr. V. And we're sitting here, we're putting this together. We're looking at this stuff and going, it's only getting worse. Isn't that sad? But people really don't realize it yet, Dr. V. They seem to think that it's like, going to be everything. It just kind of works its way through because people are yelling and screaming. But let's go into really what our underlying argument is. Not our argument, what it is are we not men? We are Devo, which means de-evolution. We're going back to snails with tiny tails. And I decided just to make it more fun. Smarticus, I'm bringing up another Devo. Are we not men? We are Devo. And this song has, you got the girl the girl you want. I saw these guys twice in concert. They were great. But unfortunately, they're 40 years ahead of what's going on. We are a de-evolution. Let's talk about what we've got going right now. Excuse me. Inflation is hot. I mean, it's like hot. You just see the numbers? It's going up. Today, the Journal talks about how nail screws are going up in price already, how the tariffs have already hit screws. So if you got to use screws to put up other stuff, you got the screws and the stuff's going to be going up and all the housing stuff and whatever you need to put it together. I've been reading also. Steel. Trump put the big tariffs on steel. The difference between steel prices here in America and outside are now separating more and more as they charge more here. Okay, and because they know that there's no competition for steel coming in. There's none. Zero. So what you're starting to have is by trying to set up this wall that doesn't work, it's about as good as the wall he put up 8 years ago, this wall that doesn't work, and you're really killing America. It goes back to where we were talking in December. It's just so, what's so sad about this? It's so obvious. It's so obvious what's going on, and people are going.
Well, I think people aren't feeling the full effects yet. I mean, if you look at the inflation rate, it's up a tick. People aren't feeling it yet, but I think you're pointing out the storm clouds are obvious. They're right on the horizon. We're going to get hit with a storm, and unless Trump could change his mind. What is it? April 2nd, the tariffs are supposed to take effect.
You can't. That's the problem. People are already putting it in. That's what we used the example of the medical cabinet in January. We bought the medical cabinets in December, where we bought them for X on sale, and then they were on sale the next week, and they were Y, more money. I mean, not Y. I'm not asking WHY. X and Y, there were two different prices. They went up yet on sale, and we were seeing it then because they were putting it in. Because the steel isn't in this, but the steel is just going up. You have this, wait till they get rid of the inventory. Remember, Trump can't just turn around and say, I'm pulling the tariffs, because they're already looking. What's it going to cost to bring those new cars in? How much more is it going to, should we bring them in? What's the overhead? You got to look at the manufacturers. Are they going to put them together? The dealers have to pay interest to keep their cars on the lot. So if their cars are going to be costing them more money, I'm just using cars as an example. If they cost them more money to be able to on their blueprint there, or what they're on their money that they got to pay, how many more cars are they going to get? You want to pay $5,000 more, $6,000 more? So people are coming in now and buying.
So Mark, the point is the tariffs are on cars that are being imported. So those are the cars that are supposed to be more expensive. So it'll be more motivation to buy the domestic cars and help the domestic companies. Are you saying that the domestic companies are going to increase their prices too?
Yeah, of course, because they don't build all their cars here. They do a lot of it in Mexico. They do a lot because you got to remember, this is what people don't understand. North America became a trading area. It was Canada, America, and Mexico. So stuff was, you'd build a piece here, you'd move it to Mexico. They build a piece there, you'd send it to Canada. They take a piece there, it come back to America. We put it. It was all piece. That's how it all gets put together. We're basically one trading area. Okay. So now, as soon as it leaves, I think it's like, I could be wrong. I think a chunk of GM's like 50% is out of here, or maybe less. And the smaller cars are the ones that are going to cost more because, wow, because they're the ones they're out of, that they don't build much here because they make their money on trucks and stuff. So you want to get smaller cars, pay less money. Those cars aren't going to be happening. And then you have the trucks and everything are going to cost more because the screws are going to cost more, and the wheels are going to cost more, and the tires are going to cost more, and the steel is already, I mean, it's shown the difference in steel, how it's just becoming so much more money here in America. And Trump has said that he doesn't care, that he just wants to get it on as fast as possible. Listen to all these guys. He wants to crush the economy. Why? Have I gotten off this issue at all? Why? We don't care that people make money, but if they crush the economy, who takes the pieces? The people with the money. And that's why the billionaires all paid $1 million to go to Trump's inauguration and to do his thing. And that's why they were all in the room with him. And people don't see this coming. Musk is taking over NASA. It used to be called the National whatever Space Administration. It isn't. It's becoming the Musk Space Administration. We are losing total control of our government. They're saying today in one of the articles that all they want to do is privatize everything, take government out. I love you, Spartacus. Take government out and privatize all of government. Think about that. Privatize government? They don't care. It's a numbers game, the business. It's got nothing to do with the people. That's why we always separate it. It's all out there. That's what he's doing. It's going to happen with housing. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. I know everybody goes, here goes Mark again. Here goes Mark again. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the guy Ryland. I'm sure he's smart. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. But his granddaddy built Ryland Homes, major builder. He's gotten cleaned out the boards of directors, and now they're talking, and Fannie and Freddie have been talking about going private. And if they go private, who makes the money? America gets something up front, and then the rich guys take it and run, and then we lose so many different mortgages that we have a right to right
you're
now.
saying that they're purposely trying to tank the economy, and then built on the rubble of this tanked economy, rich people are going to come in and buy up stuff at distressed prices and then own everything. So
Correct.
we won't have control. That's what you're saying.
Correct.
Wow. They're doing this on purpose. They're doing this on purpose.
Trump's doing it on purpose.
So,
The rich people are smart.
Shouldn't he suffer from legislative defeats? Shouldn't he suffer a consequence for this?
Let me tell you the consequence. I think I saw it on Bill Maher. I'm no comedian. It was great. I saw it on something, okay? He goes, that these guys, he's showing how they all wear the red ties and the white shirt and this, they're all in line and it's all this. And he said, but they're afraid to say anything to Trump. You're talking legislative. I think it was Bill Maher. If it isn't, I apologize. It was somebody else. They said they're afraid to say anything to Trump. So what would happen if Trump walked out of the bathroom with his fly down? Would anybody tell him his fly was down, or would they all pull their flies down to look like him? Okay. It was a great line. It was a great line. Okay. And it's the truth. Legislative, these guys won't stand up to him. Look at what happened on Signal. This was an out and out security breach. Major, massive. These schmoes are on there talking to each other, going, yeah. You got the Secretary of Defense trying to look good and sexy and doing this thing that you hear. He brings his wife into meetings.
What?
Did you hear that? Yeah. Yeah, because she worked on Fox. Look at this. I got like no hair, so it's hard to even keep it up there. I'm just trying. Whoa, when you got no hair, it's tough, Doc. You got a little bit. I kind of
Yeah,
try something there. It's easier for you. You got even
I
less.
know.
I'm trying to make it look like I got some hair. It's pretty weak. The what can I do? You're old. I'm old. Ben, I miss when our government was not a worldwide, and I'm with you, Ben, because we
Yeah,
do
yeah.
not
Good
have
point.
friends. Billy, come on. We don't do cocaine here. What are you saying? Thank you, Bill. I love the mustache. Both of us with the mustaches. What are you talking about?
Keep the size.
Take a little off the top, keep the sides. Thanks. Look, there ain't much to take off, Bill. Look at this. It's just kind of there. Look at that. It's quit laughing, Volpicelli. It's just kind of there. I hate his laugh. I don't see the laugh. He doesn't look any better. Look at that.
That's distinguished. Mark, it's testosterone. You go bald because of testosterone.
Is that
We
what
just
it
have high
is?
testosterone. The guys with all their hair, they don't have
Ah.
it going on.
What do
They
you
don't
do?
have
Bill
it
of
going
Rights,
on.
give us a thumbs up, will you? Or subscribe to Just an American Citizen or Dr. V. Joe Talks. We love you. Thank you. But what can you do with the hair? Maybe that's what you should get into. It's always a big money thing. Rose, I'm proud to be an American, Rose. That's what I'm proud to be. It's a TDS chat. Yeah, we channel Trump's derangement. Here we are at Quantum. Thank you for coming on.
The
What are
Daily
we
Show,
saying that's
TDS is what's
incorrect?
that? The Daily Show?
What?
TDS,
Like you
what's that?
said,
The Daily Show, huh?
the Daily Show, right? But I'm back to this Quantum. We're back to our questions to our friends. What are we saying that's incorrect? Inflation's up, the economy's down, unemployment's going up. There is major privatization going on everywhere. You don't know who they fired, who they didn't fire. Musk went on Brett Baer and lied through his teeth, and Brett Baer let him get away with it.
Yeah,
Did you watch the interview? Did you watch? You did?
I
He
did.
says, I do this, I do this. I'm
I know.
waiting for examples.
Yeah,
He's talking about the 100-and-some-year-old one and the 10-year-old who got or 15-year-old who got a loan through the SBA. And I'm waiting to hear where the example is. And I don't hear it. It doesn't happen. And they put it up in the New York Times or other medias, just take it apart. He lies. He's not doing a good job. He's just coming in chopping because why else, Joe? They want it. They want to own it. And the rich people are smart. They see Trump and they know all it takes. I mean, you heard Putin. He sent them, Putin prayed for Trump and sent them a picture, a portrait. I mean, come on. So you sit there and so these guys are smart. They're not dumb. They didn't become billionaires by being dumb. They go, look, if this guy who's president of the United States is going to intentionally tank the economy, which he is with the tariffs, then why shouldn't we throw in and make more money? I can't blame them. They're no dummies. They see the cash, they see the opportunity, and they're jumping in. So you ask me, I have not pulled from this at all, Joe, since December. I got nothing against these rich people. I go right on, baby. I wish I had the cash, but I don't. You do, I don't. So we're in a position where we have to look at this.
So
Okay,
I
it's
should
just
save all my
good
cash,
time.
take it
What?
out of the stock market, and wait for the crash. Then I can
Well,
buy it distressed prices. All right.
but you never know when the bottom is. I'm not getting into. I don't talk stocks, and that's just not my thing to know anything. You're the gambler. I'm
Buy
not the
gold.
gambler.
Buy gold.
Game over. Bill of Rights. The game may be over for us the way it's going because he's definitely smashing this economy. I mean, he admits it. Do we have NASA anymore? Think about it. Who is sending up the rockets? SpaceX.
Yeah.
Who owns SpaceX? Elon Musk, right? Am I missing something there? Am I missing? I mean, and Rose, do we want game to be over for America? Never. Come on. I hope that's not what you're saying. But you sit there, you hear it, and that's what he's doing. Come on, Joe. I heard he can't give one. I'd love to see Elon Musk, who's a genius, get in front of some real reporters who ask real questions and follow up, and see what Elon Musk does then. Is he going to put his kid on his neck and try to get all cute and get out of it? What's he going to do? Put on his big time shirt I mean, he better keep his shirts on. You saw him without it. I mean, he's such a but he sure doesn't look that good. So you look at him and you go, hey, okay, what does he have, 100 kids? Right on. He wants to repopulate the earth. I say right on. You want to do it. The women want you to do it with them. Okay, but don't take over our country. And you got Trump who's letting him do it because this is what Trump wants. Hey, Rom, so congratulations. No, it's not a democratic experiment. It's the American experiment, no Pelly. Thank you, though. It's the American experiment. We are the people. We have our votes. And Nicholas, the decisions on where money's supposed to be spent is supposed to be the legislature. And they make those decisions. We don't make those decisions. They make those decisions. We don't like the people. We vote them out. That's where we are. Hey, Hill. I like that. Hello from Cleveland. Hello from here. EDS, just like TDS. EDS. Okay, right on. I gotta say. It's like, hey, so, make Gaza great again. Hey, Ron, let me put this point up. Didn't Trump come in and say we're going to have peace in Gaza?
Yeah, here we go.
Boom. The economy was going to go up. Boom. Ukraine was going to have peace, but he didn't say he was going to force Ukraine to surrender. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but the Russians are smashing Ukraine. We are doing nothing to help Ukraine. Russia's smashing Ukraine, and Trump's letting him do it. Trump is surrendering. Trump has surrendered to his brother from another mother. He just has, and that's the way it is. There's something about him and Putin. He just loves them. They talk about trade between us and Russia. What are we trading with Russia? What do we need from Russia? We got all the oil and gas we need. What do we need from Russia, right? So there's no trade. There's no need there. And all they want to do is kill and destroy everybody. And then we've got goofs he has negotiating with them, with Putin saying, basically saying, I looked into his soul. Didn't that look familiar? He didn't say it, though, and he's a good man. He prayed for the president, the guy Wickoff or whatever, who's doing all this stuff, right? Is he the one whose grandmother, whose mother-in-law lives with them and doesn't have to worry when the Social Security check doesn't come? And Musk likes to use the word fraudsters. You know, what is it, the pot calling the kettle black? So we see all this going on, but I want to ask our friends, what has Trump done that's been good for the country? And what are those good results? Joe, are those big questions to ask? I'm just trying to,
All
are
right,
they
well,
giving us
some
answers?
people might say that, he's closed the border. The number of people coming into the country illegally is down significantly. He's gotten rid
Right,
of
Nicholas.
some bad hombres, as he might say, and deported them. What else has he done?
Just, quantum, Putin is not a matter of giving up an inch. He's taken more inches, and he's taken feet, and he's taken miles, and it's going to keep going everywhere. Are we supporting this guy? Is this what Trump likes? I think so. You know why, Joe? Because why not take over Greenland? Why not drop the Marines into Greenland, right? Why not, just bomb Mexico and take Mexico out? Why not just do that? Why not just make Canada the 51st state? Our friends, I mean, did they ever give us trouble? Canada never gave us trouble. They helped us when the Iranians came in and took our ambassadors. Where was Trump or anybody then? There and then. Why are we doing all this? Why? Where is it? I don't understand. I can help you out with a few comments, but I can't give you a thumbs up. Why not? Tell me what is correct about what Trump is doing. You don't want to give us a thumbs up? Don't. Tell me what Trump is doing that is good. Hey, Ron, I can't relax. I love our country. How can we relax when all we hear are people coming on here saying we're out of it, but they can't give us reasons? They can't tell us, Nicholas. Nicholas is asking, please tell us, right? What are these guys doing? Vandalizing. Yeah, okay, Eric. I mean, you got vandals everywhere. They shouldn't be hitting Tesla. It's like wrong, but there's nothing wrong with protesting out there. I mean, come on. You would support Putin before you
Over
would ever
Biden.
support Biden? Then you're not an American. I think we have a Russian bot here. I'm sorry. You're quantum reality. You have every right to believe what you want on this station, okay, on this channel. But I have to believe that you are a Russian bot. I'm sorry. Men out of girls' bathrooms. Eric Staines. Hey, go to Europe. They do it that way. Girls go to the men's bathroom. Men's go to girls' bathrooms. Pure lore, we have fallen. We have made ourselves fall. We have made ourselves fall. We have destroyed ourselves. We have destroyed American the American century. We have absolutely destroyed it. I'm not stressing that, Ron. This is what I do. This is what I love. I live this stuff. Live this stuff. What are we making what legal is okay? We're making what? Dr. V, what are we making legal? What was he talking about? I missed it.
Making it legal is okay.
Yeah, we didn't bring
I don't.
Trump in to surrender to Russia. We didn't bring Trump in to raise and to make inflation explode upwards. We didn't bring Trump in to destroy the economy. We didn't bring Trump in to do all that stuff. Good time they led. We didn't bring Trump in to take our friends and flush them down the toilet. We didn't do any of that. Okay, I'm telling you, Joe. I like this guy, but I don't think he's American. Good time. They love us divided. They sure do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then that's what he
That
loves.
weakens us.
What?
Weakens us as a country.
Right. Nicholas, how do I don't recognize people's freedoms? Are you on our channel? Are you telling us what you think? Of course we recognize your freedom. That's why you're here. So I'm sorry our opinion means little to you, but we're listening to you. So I don't agree with you, babe. We do it all. John, guy on the left must be Jewish. I don't know. Look at the nose. What do you think? What do you think, Joe? Huh? Joe, give us a side look. Joe, do you have a Jewish nose too? Give us a side look.
I do too. I got a Roman nose. Yeah.
JGM, what do you think?
Yeah,
what do you think, JGM? Both of us. What do you think, JGM? Here we go. Goodbye, Aaron. I don't know. Good seeing you. But I'm just sitting there. I mean, but isn't that where they are? They just sit there and say, can't be thank you. We like you, good time. We can't say, hey, I mean, we look good time. What we try to do is have a good time. Talk with everybody, do our thing, and believe what they want to believe. Eric doesn't think people deserve their own freedoms. I don't understand what Nicholas is saying. Who's Eric? Eric Trump? I'm sorry, I'm missing
it.
From Nicholas.
In the chat.
What?
Eric in the chat.
Okay, I didn't pick it up. Maybe we'll pick it up.
He believes men and women bathrooms not a small point. Kids need
okay, but like I said, in Europe, they've always had them. It's like, look, if you don't like it, go into the men's room. And I don't think there's any more of this men's and women's thing, Joe, because Trump, I'm assuming that's an executive order that came out. One of the 10,000 executive orders say guys can't go into girls' bathrooms and girls can't go into guys' bathrooms. I have to assume that. So I'll go with that. That's what I think they are. Eric,
it seems like that's the kind of issue that's just a distraction. It's just
that's what it is.
From keeping us away from what's really happening in this country.
Right. But that's how he does it. He takes it. It's like when he got in trouble after the incompetence, when we set ourselves up and told the Houtiis we were coming. We told the Houtiis we were coming. Think about it. Not only was there a journalist on this list, but there was the Secretary of the Treasury. Why was the Secretary of the Treasury on a list talking about battle plans? Why was the Secretary of the Treasury, he had to okay how much it was going to cost? Is that what he had to do? I mean, that's what these guys do. It's the total, and you can say what they want. It's incompetence.
Yeah, they're incompetence. It's reverse DEI. It's hiring idiots. You know, what is this? Yeah, de-evolution. But what?
That's what it is.
Remember the days when we used to have, secretaries of state that actually could speak English? Now we have people sending emojis. The fist emoji, the eggplant emoji. What is
that? Was
this?
Waltz.
That was Waltz.
This? That was Michael Waltz, right? Well, it was a toughie. I'm tough. I'm tough. I said an emoji.
Can't speak English anymore. What is this?
Can't write English or speak English. Here we go. You're a liar. You come and be keeping kids safe. I'm sure you don't support any gun laws. We support gun laws here, my friends.
Tampons in the bathrooms. Come on. Come on.
Who wants tampons in all boys' bathrooms?
That was a Tim Waltz thing. But why bring this up? I don't want tampons.
Ignore it. Doesn't matter because they bring it up because it's the Trump approach of, like you said earlier, Joe, just kind of disassembling. you go here, and they don't like it. When you're talking about their incompetence and how they put the pilots of our airplanes, of our F-16s or whatever it is, whatever F-35s, whatever they were, put them in danger. They put him in danger. So what they do is they change the subject. It's always, we're going to change the subject. We're going to change the subject. We're going to do this. We're going to do another executive order. I'm going to come out and say you can't vote unless you show ID. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do that. That's what it is. They can't deal head on with what's coming in there. He is unstable. They can't come in with what's going on. But their whole focus is this 2025. And he's doing everything he can, program, whatever it is, to get it through as fast as possible so he can destroy everything and make his point. Because by then, what does he care? It's done, okay? I mean, and then this is going to happen. They're going to start talking third term. It'll be coming. Can't yet because everything is going to be getting worse and nobody's going to want him on a third term. Yeah, but everybody else forgets this too. How old
all
is
these other Republicans who want to become president, they're going to squash that.
No, they won't. Their zippers are going to be down. Just like his zipper is going to be down. Look, he's 78, this guy, going on 79. He's an old dude. And he looks and acts like one. Here we go. When they try to spin, either one of you ever serve your country in the military, this is what I did. I was up, we were both almost drafted during Vietnam when I'm sure you were not alive. Okay, and we were fighting a war that was wrong and killing other people. We were up to be drafted. I still have my draft card. I was number 80. They didn't call me. They said they were going to call number 80. There was a higher number. They didn't go that high. They said they were going to call number 80. So did I serve my country? I served my country every day, and I was prepared to serve my country. And Joe was prepared to serve his country when he was drafted. But did Donald Trump serve his country? Did Donald Trump go to Vietnam? Did Donald Trump show up? No. Donald Trump suddenly had bone spurs, and his daddy, who had some doctor working in his building, apparently got his daddy to write something to get him off. That's what we talk about. I'm willing to serve my country. I'm serving and talking now. Not that guy. He was a coward. At least he could have been a conscientious objector. If he was that way, I would have said, I respect the man. But he wasn't. He came up with fake, FAKENEWS, fake news bone spurs. So let's get that straight. Where's your answer? Where's your answer to that, my friend? We are the Americans. Okay?
And the way he disrespects true American heroes.
Totally.
People who served this country, who were prisoners of war, he called them idiots for getting captured. That's terrible.
Right.
What?
He didn't care because it's easy when you can say you got bone spurs and you don't. I think they all migrated north. When you can say that and you got cult people that'll back you no matter what you say. That's not most of the people. I really think most of the people are going to be bummed as they see more of this coming down and more of the problems happening. And hey, guys, go on to Just American Citizen. If I'm wrong, go on there and show me where I've been wrong. I talked about the end of the American century years ago, and now they're talking about crinks. And I was talking about India. I was talking about North Korea and Iran and China and Russia. They were all on there years ago. That's why Joe and we would talk about this stuff. Okay, it's not new to us. So if you want to say we're wrong, look at our record. We're pretty good. See where we're going from here. But I don't see anybody telling us where we are. So what? He has energy. He's a liar. You like his zeal. You like his zeal taking money and putting it in his pocket? How about all that money he and Melania put in for that fake little crypto coin, that fake thing? Now Trump is setting it up because why not use crypto, right? Because if we allow crypto, Trump can make more money. So now Trump, this is all facts, guys. Listen to
your
this.
Zeal.
Okay?
He likes your zeal, Mark, not Trump's zeal. He's giving you a compliment.
Who?
Eric.
I love you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. I love you too. I'm sorry. Understand, it's hard to look.
He's trying to give you a compliment.
Jay, I need you to tell me that, okay, Joe, because it's hard to see. We're split up on a telephone here, and it's hard to see on the bottom who's coming. Eric, I love you. Thank you. You're the greatest. I love everybody on here, unless you think you don't like my nose. I mean, what am I going to do about that? Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, just to say that we like people who bring in different opinions. Absolutely. That's how I learned, is by having people disagree with me and offering good opinions and talking about it. So if you disagree with us, that's fantastic. That's fine. It what Here's my concern, Mark. I know you're focusing on the economy. I know you're focusing on uh,
National security.
security, good, pragmatic things. Okay. But I'm off in a little slightly different direction. I'm talking about the morality of this country. What does this country stand for? I believe this country stands for freedom, and we're losing our freedom for the sake of safety, I guess, but we're losing our freedom. It stands for equality, that every person has a chance to succeed in this country, that the scale's not tipped in favor of one group or another. And the third priority, the third moral thing about this country that makes this country great, is that it's a basis of working together, fraternity, if you will. Those three moral pillars are what makes this country great. And what I'm concerned about is that these pillars are being attacked right now. They're being disrespected, they're being torn down. And I see this, and it makes me very sad. And I believe if you ask most Americans, are these the pillars that you want to prop up this country? Are these the foundation of what this country's all about? Most people would say yes. And yet they're being attacked every day. And they'll say, well, they'll look at an issue like tampons in a men's bathroom. That's not the critical issue here. You're focusing on the wrong thing. You have to look at the big picture of how we're losing our freedom, how we're not working together as a country, and how equality is being torn apart. I
Great,
don't think
David.
people elected this guy to go after his enemies.
I agree.
Maybe it was fun in the beginning to say, "Oh, own the libs," that sort of thing. But do you really want a country in which who's ever president has the ability to hurt his political opponents? And you can see that it's happening all over. It's happening in the legal profession. Law firms that uh, support
That have no
Democrats.
backbone. Now you're getting me. The whole of you knew you were going to set me up with that one, Joe.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, Joe for 53 years knows what gets me worked up. And he knows about these law firms. He and I have been talking about this. You know something? You're a lawyer, you do your thing, okay? But it's two issues on the law firms. Number one, Trump has taken away your right to hire a lawyer when he says, I don't like your lawyer, so your lawyer can't practice in my area, federal. Think about that. Think about that. That's not a precedent. Think about that. Number two, think about where we're going with it. You got these lawyers that are afraid to take anybody on. But what's interesting is it's all starting to break out. You can see the most recent law firm, I'm not going to say names, agreed to $100 million on pro bono. $100 million for whatever Trump wants. Think about that. But it's extortion. But the reason they did it, I'm assuming, is because they have guys who control a lot of their business. But you have other firms out there that are just litigators and will take on the big stuff, and they're starting to do it. And you got to take it down, and you got to deal with it, because Trump thinks he can just say, you can't use this guy. You can't. Think about this. The president of the United States tells you as a citizen, all of you, you can't. It is a mobster operation. You can't use a lawyer. It'd be like them saying, you got an addiction problem? You can't call Joe. That's what it would be, because he would say Joe is a bad guy and Joe hates America and Joe isn't an American. And if you go to Joe, you can't go. You can't use them. That's basically the same thing. And that's what we've got going on here. And you've got to look at this. These are our rights being taken from us, just snatched away by this guy who just writes an executive order who people thinks, wow, he's got a lot of action in him. But he's listened to him. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Did you know what happened with the signal thing with the attack on Houtiis? I don't know nothing. Do you know that the inflation is going up? I don't know nothing. Do you know about the tariffs? Oh, that's going to make things better. I mean, it's always that BS that's coming out there, and you just hear it's total and absolute BS. And we'll tell you straight on this. Soros doesn't run anything, Eric. Soros, I wish he would get involved and pump some cash in. I'll tell you this. Watch next Tuesday. It's going to be very interesting because we got 3 elections. We got 2 in Florida. One where Mike Waltz, the dummy who brought in the writer from the Atlantic, the dummy. I mean, but Elon's on it. They're going to figure out how it happened. Elon's on it. The dummy who brought him in, Mike Waltz. His seat is up for election. I think it's down in the Daytona area. I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
Yeah, in Florida. Yeah.
And they say the election's getting very close. He won by 30 points last time. They say the election's close. There's another one where Beavis and Butthead. It's Gates, Butthead, because remember I said he looked just like Butthead. He really did. Look at Gates. Look at Butthead. And Butthead was 100 times cooler. So in Gates's area, which I think is like a 40% win on the Trump side, they're saying maybe a little tighter, but they're worried there. And then the big one is where Elon Musk, who just, come on, dropping 20 million, 30 million in Wisconsin because he doesn't like a judge and he's going on. We are being run. If you guys don't see that we are letting these people run this country and then take the money and put it in their pocket and get even richer, I can't believe it. I can't believe people are so, because you watch too much media. You're blind, Sergeant Schultz. I know nothing. I hear nothing. I see nothing. And that's what's going on. See it. We're telling you. See it. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so Quantum Reality says he's 100% satisfied with Trump so far.
Why?
So let me ask Quantum Reality, what is he doing that you're happy about?
Right.
And secondarily,
We already asked him
if
that.
what we're saying is true, are you going to be happy with higher inflation, higher unemployment, and a stock market that's tanking? That's all.
Forget the stock market or recession or stagflation, because that's what you got to live with. When you go into the store and you see the prices keep going up, but your income isn't going up, or you go into the store, you see prices are going up and you don't have a job.
So ending fraud, waste, and billions. Okay, so that's a point.
When did he do it?
So, but let me just say this, that
Yes,
so
it is
far his
live.
executive orders, and this is, I speak from personal experience now,
Mike, okay. Go ahead.
it's not an abstract cutting cost. I see what he's doing to universities and to the research uh, structure. He's just tearing it apart. And right now, universities are panicking because they stand to lose millions of dollars, and it's dismantling our whole research institutions. And I can see it in terms of reduced number of graduate students being accepted, hiring freezes, grants that are just plucked right out in the middle of the grant because it doesn't agree with their research priorities.
Jose, how's Joe
He's
lying?
not saving any money.
Right, Joe.
That's the point. He's causing
Jose says you're lying, though. Let me ask Jose while you talk. I'm going to let you come right back, Joe. Keep the thought. Jose, why is Joe lying? Joe, keep talking.
I'm just telling you what's actually happening in a institution that I'm very familiar with, and it's not increasing efficiency, it's causing disruption, and disruption causes inefficiency. That you already spent a couple $1,000,000 on a research project, but now that project has to stop midway. There's never going to be a result for that. So you just pissed away $2,000,000 on a research study that's never going to have a result. That individuals who are starting funding for a project can't hire people to start the project. So they've been awarded the money, but they can't hire people because of hiring freezes. And so the money is just being used to tread water, and the study's not being done. So there's no increase in efficiency. It's just an increase in waste, concern, fear, And
Eric, are you listening to Joe? Joe, time 1 second. Eric, Joe's answering your question. Are you listening to Joe? Keep going, Joe, about the waste
yeah,
and everything and how
and
they're wasting their money doing this. Go ahead.
yeah, and the concern, the fear that people have, and this isn't just rich people in university settings. There are people who work for these institutions. For example, at the University of Pennsylvania, which has been hit with cuts to their
Hey, we've got
federal funding.
Hopkins, University of Maryland. We
Hopkins,
got it all. Right.
Penn is one of the biggest employers in the whole city of Philadelphia. They employ directly 50,000 people. And indirectly, people who have contracts with Penn, that's another 50,000 people. So,
Hello.
what's going to happen when Penn stops hiring? It's going to have a ripple effect through the whole city of Philadelphia and the surrounding area. And so people are concerned about their jobs. People are concerned about, you know, am I can I afford to buy a house? Well, if you're not secure in your job, you're not going to buy a house. It's going to have a tremendous ripple effect, and I can see it happening now. And is that what you're happy about? If indeed you take a scalpel to the problem, where you really cut out the fat, I can understand where that could be really helpful. But if you have a steak in front of you, just because there's a little bit of fat on the edges, you don't take a chainsaw to the steak and get rid of all the meat, and that's what's happening. So, quantum, that's how I feel about getting rid of waste.
I think that was Eric. I
Or
think it was
Eric, or
Eric who had asked. Yeah.
yeah,
The I agree with you. Everybody can say, yeah, we got to get rid of waste, we got to get rid of fraud. Yeah, you do. How can you argue with it? You just have to. The thing is, you do it correctly, and when you see, I mean, but once again, I think we're missing what's going on, Joe. I know you don't necessarily agree with me on this, and I don't mind people making money, but it just seems too obvious. You've got these guys are crushing the economy to make money. I'm sorry. I mean, look at what's going on with this crypto thing. You've got the Secretary of the Commerce. His son is starting this big crypto thing. Don Trump Jr. is involved in it. Trump owns a major chunk of it. And if it gets off the ground, they're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars. The president of the United States, his family, the Secretary of Commerce, and his family. This is what's going on out there. And this is what people aren't looking at. It's just too obvious. It's too obvious. And people are going, And then Trump, listen to the questions Trump answers. He never answers, does he? When does he answer? He says, yeah, no, I don't know. And I'm not going to do it. And it's a lie and it's fake news. What else does he say? He says nothing else. Okay. Now, I know Bill Maher is meeting with them next week. I'm surprised. I think it's good. And I want to hear how it comes out of that. I sure love to see it taped. I'd be surprised if Trump let Bill Maher question him and really come after him. But I doubt it because, like, Bill Maher, I don't know. We'll see. I like Bill Maher. I don't always agree with him, but I like him. But you see this coming down. But what good is a president who has a lot of who can move around and run around and play golf, but he's a liar and he doesn't know the truth and he's dumb. I mean, he's not. I'm sorry, he's not dumb. He is smart. I've always said that. He just doesn't understand that he's killing everybody. I don't think he cares. I just don't think he cares about people. I think he doesn't
yeah.
care. All he cares about is
Mark,
money.
you're right on target. We have people in government, and I
He
think
did, Eric.
Trump would be
Wait
in
a
the
second,
group.
Eric. Joe gave you a full answer, Eric. He talked about how all of these grants are been halfway or partially through, and now the money's just sitting there. You can't go any further, wasting all that money that's just sitting there. Total waste. No research. We see it here at Hopkins and others. That is the waste. What they've done is just come in and chop things up. I know people are going back to work and they don't have a desk. You have areas where they're supposed to be talking to people on the phone in private, and there's no privacy. So you're on the phone and you could be talking to a person, a Social Security person, or a claimant or something, and somebody else can hear what's going on. That's fraud. That's waste. That's wrong. That's what's going on. You're not getting rid of fraud and race just because you got some super wealthy guy who picks something up and says, I can do this. Okay? It doesn't mean anything. All it means is he knows how to make money and take it from you. And if we don't start taking our country back, we got a problem. And remember this, it isn't Musk, it's Trump. Trump enables Musk. Trump is Musk's Rosemary Wood, or maybe Musk is Trump's Rosemary Wood. And for those of you who don't know American history, because, Joe and I don't know anything, we know nothing, Google Rosemary Woods and then find out. That was Nixon's enabler. So you got that kind of coming on, and Joe was in. Oh, no, you weren't involved in that setup I was in where we had the tape and they. Were you involved in
my
that?
God, yes.
You were involved in it too.
Tell him I did something. Tell all the fraternity
You
brothers
did
I
it?
did something.
You did
It was
He set me up. We're always asking for Lewis.
Tell him I did
asking.
something. Just tell him I did something.
I'm always looking for Lewis to be on the phone. I keep asking Joe to get Lewis. I had Lewis on a tape. I caught him lying about something, trying to do something, Lewis. And Joe is Lewis's roommate. I keep saying Lewis was our PB also, our pledge brother also. So we're sitting there, and it's during Nixon. And it's during Rosemary Woods when they got Nixon, and then all of a sudden you had the 18-minute gap where you hear Nixon about to admit everything, and then he goes, and it just keeps on going. Okay. So I got Joe. Joe's my buddy. We're PBs, right? Just like the Skip. And we're sitting there, and they're going, yeah, we're going to do it right. So we go to our El Presidente, Al, who's my buddy. I still hold it against him. And Al holds the tape. He's going to hold the tape so we know everything's okay, okay? So here we go. And we go in, we're going to have a big meeting. And there's Joe and me and Lewis and Al. And I'm listening to the tape, and I'm going, here we go, guys. I got Lewis. And then you hear, ring, and an alarm clock goes off. Oh my gosh, these guys are laughing. I want to kill everybody. I can't believe they pulled an 18-minute gap on me. This is the good guy, Mr. Morals, the man who believes in morals in America. Look. We got to get back to business. But I want you to know some background on this guy, okay? Some real background. You look him up, you read the other stuff. I tell you the real background, okay? Set me up. My buddy. Okay. Well,
but
what?
I do want to make this one point.
Go ahead.
And it's about the people, I think, and I'm not going to say that they're bad people. It's through no fault of their own, but they lack empathy for other people. That they have a hard time understanding other people's perspectives, and each for maybe different reasons, But we have at the head of our government individuals who only care about themselves. They don't care about the common good. They don't care about your freedom. They want to have freedom to do what they want, but they don't care about freedom for their opponents.
Hey, Doug, time out. Jose, is there something wrong with us having fun? Is there something wrong with us being friends? I mean, that's what makes it, I think, half the fun. You can talk about things, you understand the person you're talking with. And just because you come on and say, there's more air or whatever, I don't see you saying anything, Jose. I just see you doing the standard MAGA approach. Attack, and say nothing. And if the people say something that disagrees with MAGA, I'm talking that core, that cult 30%. If the people come and say you're wrong, you just get madder and just make more allegations without any facts. Jose has provided no facts. Nobody can show one good thing that Trump has done. Gaza's still at war. The Mideast is still at war. We're bringing in our bombers near Iran. We keep trying to hit the Houtiis, but the Red Sea is still shut down, right? Where's all that trade there? Trump has set up a surrender of Ukraine while trying to extort them and take their natural resources from them, right? Usha, Vance, and Vance, they went to Greenland. They went there and knocked on doors and said, would any people here show up and let Usha come to your store and say hi for the TV? Nobody let them in. They're all wearing MAGA hats in Greenland. But you know what it means there? Make America go away. It's incredible. So you see this going in Canada, they boo the national anthem. That's what's horrible about this. You're not independent, Jose. I can't make assumptions. I can only go off of what you say, and what you've said is nothing that
Well,
says
I'm
what's
going to
good about
defend
Trump.
Jose.
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to defend Jose for a second. What he's saying is
Okay.
he doesn't see either party showing any compassion for other people. It's just two organizations that have one purpose in mind, which is to gain power and stay in power.
We're
And
not
neither
here
party is
supporting the
really concerned
Democrats.
about
This isn't called just a Democratic citizen
right,
or Dr.
right.
V Democrat. It's called just an American citizen. It's called Dr. V Talks. I mean, that's what we do here. We're not I mean, you can be a Democrat, you can be a Republican, be an independent. I don't care. Be what you want to be, man. You want to be, I don't know, there's other parties. It doesn't matter to us. We're not here pushing a party. We push, I just think Trump's doing a horrible job. And I keep waiting to see what's good. And what's good about tariffs going up? It's going to take years before new stuff's built here. He came in and lied about Honda. I think it was Honda building something here. And they said, we're not building it. I mean, you got this kind of stuff going on, and it just, and it's going to take, what, 4 years? He'll be gone by then, maybe, I hope. So you have all the hope they don't try to amend the Constitution. Oh, my Lord. So you wait till they hit the First and Second Amendment if they do that. So you see all this kind of stuff coming down, and it's just, what is he doing that's good? There's no peace in the world. There's more war in the world since Trump has come in. More war, less peace. There's more inflation, worse economy since Trump has come in. There's been a smash of our legal system since Trump has come in. What has Trump done that's good? I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're Putin. What has Trump done good? That's what I want to hear. And I can't, but I'm not. Here we go. You melt up. Mel, I appreciate, but I'm not being dishonest. I'm putting it out. What's a lie, John?
We're not
I'm
giving money to Ukraine. Are we still giving money to Ukraine?
hardly anything. He's cut them off. Meanwhile, they had this 30-day supposed ceasefire. Ukraine's not hitting, and Russia just hit them again, and they're hitting them again, and they're hitting them again, and they're hitting them again. Why? We think that's good for them to keep smashing a European country who's our friend? Who's next door to Poland, our friend, but we don't have friends anymore. But why does Trump think, you see, that's what we have to understand as a president. He doesn't have friends. His friends are transactional friends with a capital T, okay? That's what it is. So to sit there and say he understands friendship, he doesn't. So we have taken our friends and thrown 70 years and thrown them out the door. Thrown them out the door. Look at the Canadian flag. What's on the Canadian flag? A musket? A gun? A cannon? No, a leaf. A leaf. They're good people. What am I missing? I love our Canadian neighbors. Go ahead.
Yeah, the point is we have fun with each other because we care about each other.
Right.
We're inviting the MAGA folks, we're inviting the rest of the country to join us in enjoying life.
Right.
It's not about going from $100 billion to $120 billion that's going to make you happy. It's the connection that you have. And we're not telling you how you should behave. We want you to be free and independent to make your own choices, but we're inviting you to come to the side of caring about each other and not just caring about people who support you, who are on your team. I mean, I already have teams. I got the Eagles, I got the Phillies. Those are my teams. I don't have to root for one political party or the other. My team is the American people. And I have friends that vote Republican,
We
friends that vote
didn't buy
Democrat.
friends.
It doesn't matter. It's to sit down and enjoy each other's company and to
Listen,
help each
John, we
other
never
move
bought
forward.
our friends. If I may, that's too heavy. We never bought our friends, John. What are you talking about? We became friends. We grew with them. They threw off the yoke of Nazism. They threw off they were America worse, Todd. We're nowhere America first. America worst. We were America first. America's great autocracy. I love that. I'm sorry, Joe. I just get worked up
Go
sometimes.
ahead.
We were America first. Go on to Just an American Citizen. It's all right there. We were America first. We have destroyed our own economy. We have destroyed the American century, which made us number one. We had people liked us. They actually liked us. They actually looked to come here. They wanted to spend their money here. They wanted to trade with us. They wanted to deal with us. They wanted to just be our friends. But no, who wants to come here now? I'm waiting to see what tourist season is going to look like. And how long ago did I tell you, Joe, I want to start hearing what happens when Americans start going overseas in Europe and see what people see. They may end up just going to Asia because people won't throw them the finger there right now. But did you also see this document that came out from the Heritage Foundation, which is being backed by Trump, where we're basically, it looks like they want to go to war with China. It's like they want to go to war with China. So he can't stop the war in Gaza. In fact, he's increased the war in Gaza. Since Trump has been there, Israel and Gaza has exploded. Fact. Since Trump has been there, Ukraine has gotten smashed. Fact. Okay? Since Trump has been there, inflation has gone up. Fact. They're having trouble with this, Ed, Joe. I have a feeling it. Since Trump's been here, the economy has gone down. Fact. Since Trump's been here, we've lost all of our friends. Fact. Does any of that sound good to you, Joe? I'm still waiting to hear. We hit the Houtiis, but the Red Sea is still shut down. Where's the trade in the Red Sea? That's where it is. Well, we hit the Houtiis hard. And Joe knows I felt hard about hitting the Houtiis. I thought Biden blew it with that. I thought he should have done it when it was early, when we had our chance to do it. But now it's like, I don't know where are the boats going through the Red Sea? They ain't going there. Go ahead.
So how long are we supposed to wait? So Trump, when he was running for office, said on day one he's going to solve the problem of the war in Ukraine. It's an easy problem, should never start, that sort of thing. He's going to bring down inflation, easy problem. He said he was going to do it on day one. Nothing happened. How about
Nothing.
month one?
Right.
Nothing happened. How long do we give him to see if things can turn around? I'm an empirical guy. Let's look at some
iPro wants to
objective
give him a year,
parameters.
Joe. What do you
Go ahead.
think? iPro wants to give it a year before we judge. What do you think? A whole year? What do you think?
I don't know. Give it 4 years, and then what? Another 4 years?
Right.
I'm just going to ask iPro, how long would you have given Biden to turn things around?
Right.
I mean, the first 2 years of Biden's presidency, inflation went up dramatically. The last 2 years, it started coming down. But he was held accountable for the first 2 years. People didn't say, "Oh, I'm going to give him a couple years for the country to recover from a once in 100-year pandemic." If you inherit a good economy, how long does it take to turn that around?
You
It
have to
was
turn
already a
around, just
healthy
make it better.
economy. It's gone in
Right.
the opposite direction.
Right. Why? Because they want to crush the economy so these guys can make money, Joe. I'm sorry. It is that basic. It's not because they love America. It's not because Trump, he doesn't love America. He loves Trump. And it's the way it is. He doesn't love America. And this is not for America. Raising inflation is not for America. Crushing an economy is not for America. Putting us in more wars is not for America. That's for Trump. Opening up crypto to put money in your pocket is not for America. How is America coming back, making money on crypto? What are you going to bet on it? We're going to buy a lot of crypto and stick it into some reserve. Meanwhile, the US dollar will go down in value because what's crypto good for? To hide, to put your money in hides. So Trump wants to make the money. I wonder why he wants the crypto and the cash. Think about it. It isn't just Trump. So the other guys, why do you think all the rich guys are around Trump? Because they see it. They know it. And they throw their money in and go Trump. Go Trump. We don't have to be good Americans. We want to be double billionaires and triple billionaires. And that's what it is. They don't care about you, MAGA. They don't. You can sit here and sure, he's running America, Jose. He's put out 1,000 executive orders. You sit here and you go, what's going on? We like the MAGA people, but he's hurting you. He's playing you. Trump is playing you guys. He's playing MAGA like he tries to play everybody else, and MAGA's falling for it. How can you fall for it? Joe said it, I've said it 100 times. Inflation up, economy down. How can you fall for it? Wars up. WARS, wars up. Incompetent leadership. How can you fall? How can you fall for it? How can you? Why do you have to wait a year to see how bad it's going to be? How many houses you guys got? Let me ask you this. You think interest rates are going down? Joe, how many years ago did I put up videos on Just an American Citizen saying interest rates aren't coming down? Guys, listen, we said it as it started going up. I said it would basically stay the same or go up because it doesn't stay the same. When it bounces, it goes up from there and things start getting crazy. And that's what's going on. You lose your momentum after 40 some years of it coming down. It's like hitting the trampoline and going, did we say it a couple years ago, Joe? And everybody went, oh, Mark, you don't know what you're talking about. And I said, you're right. I'm not an economist, but I lived through this. And Joe, my good buddy, would sit there and go, he's so great that way. He's so great that way. So
Mel Dub wants to have a debate or an interview. So how can we do that? I'd love to.
Yeah. We can't. I don't know how to do anything.
We can figure out the technology of how to do that. I would love to do that.
We're lucky enough to figure out the technology to get you and me on here.
It took us a year to figure out how to get me on at the same time. Remember when I was Max Headroom?
Because we had to figure out you had that VPN on your phone. We had no idea what was going on. I couldn't get Dr. V on here. Understand, guys? I kept saying something's wrong. He went down to Verizon. He had the grandchildren come in. He had everybody working his phone. I'm going, why can't I get you on here? And then all of a sudden, VPN pops up.
Who knew if you had a VPN? I didn't
what are you going to do?
A VPN. It came on automatically.
Right. I'm sorry. We're just so technically inept. I'm very upfront about that. We're talking. That's why we love your comments.
No, send us a message how to connect.
Wait a second, Todd. Look at Todd. Todd, so
Todd
what?
Too. Yeah.
But no. Todd's got a problem. What is the spam and misinformation, Todd? Here we go again. See, YouTube knows us. We don't put out spam. We don't put out misinformation. We put it out there, Todd. And you can go out and try to quiet us because you have a problem with the First Amendment and you don't like the First Amendment. And Todd doesn't like freedom of speech. At least Jose and these guys do. They may disagree with us, but they believe in free speech. And they're on our channel talking with us because that's where we are. But Todd's afraid. Isn't that sad? You see something like that, you get somebody who comes on who's afraid of the First Amendment, afraid of free speech. So Todd, don't waste our time. Don't come back anymore. We don't care. If you don't like what we say, go to a channel that you like what they say. Otherwise, thank you, Joey. Otherwise, that's just what it is. Okay? And Foreign, I'm with you there. I like these guys. You got some. Let me tell you, Joe, we're getting a lot of new people coming in and talking. And we would ask you to keep commenting. And please tell your friends about it. Absolutely. We're on every Sunday at 11. We're on every Wednesday. I'm going to be coming back from a trip. I'm going to be coming right on back to making it 5 on Wednesday. We are on 5 on Wednesday. We're getting bigger and slowly. We're getting bigger and bigger. But we're getting really good comments. We love our problem. We love that. And what can I tell you? Okay, this is great. We really have some people coming in and do this stuff. Guillermo! There's Guillermo.
There we go. Finally, Guillermo.
Things have been running. I haven't seen your messages. I'm sorry, but I see you now. And Guillermo's a good friend of ours. Guillermo Lopez. We love him. He's been with us as long as Spartacus, I think. So that's where we are there. So look, let's just kind of just go through this quickly again and make sure. Housing rates are not going below 6%. You want to buy a house, you better buy it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Because rates are going to go up.
Mortgage
rates are not going to come down. Right. They're not going to come down. And well, if they come down about a quarter point, whatever, because they're going to end up privatizing Fannie and Freddie, and and then the rates are going to go up, and it's all going to go up because then the rich people will own Fannie and Freddie and make all the loans. And then we're really in trouble. But that'll be that there. So assume that. Then we sit down and we go privatizing the HELOCs. Oh, let me hit that again. You all been seeing that on TV? That credit card, hey, costs you nothing. Come on, get this credit card and put your house on it. Put your house on this credit card, home equity loan. Put your house on this credit card. Come on. Come on. So we can foreclose on you. Think about it. All I ask is this. I'm not an economist. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm telling you this. Unless you have a real financial hardship, do not borrow from your house. You never know when you may have to sell that house, have that equity, have that principal when you go somewhere else. Okay, you got to be smart. That's housing. You don't want to lose your house. So you be sure when you see these ads for these credit cards and these guys come on smiling and say how great everything is, that's what you have to watch out for there. Okay, that's what you have to watch out for. What else? Joe, anything else?
That's it.
Come on, you have nothing else to say on that?
The interest rates are 7%. If you don't own a house now, it's going to be really hard to get in the market. I have kids who are looking to buy a house and they can't afford it. I mean, there's very little inventory, and the price of the house is too much, and the interest rates are too high. What else can you say? It's
Right.
terrible out there. We
What
we
did you
need
say?
more. There needs to be more inventory, but who's gonna invest in buying the raw materials, all the lumber from Canada and stuff, when all there's tariff concerns and everything else that
Not only that, you need infrastructure.
you
So
need
if you're going to
infrastructure.
build it on other land, where are the pipes coming from? That's steel, that's copper, that's all that stuff. You're going to need infrastructure. That's going to cost an incredible amount of money. That's all that stuff, okay? And that's where we are with that. That's
It's
where we are with that.
it's not a conducive environment for the housing
No.
market right now. It's
Not
terrible.
at all. Not at all. So, but I'm saying you're looking at housing, you better, if you think you can find one and you can afford it, and it's pretty close in price to a rent, get that house. I mean, I don't know the house. Hopefully the house is in good shape, all that. I mean, you got to do all that kind of stuff. But that's where that is. Okay. That's where that is. I don't know what's going, man. We got a lot here. I didn't pick all these up.
Yeah, get in the
Um,
mosh pit.
Look at all these guys coming back to the mosh pit. Trump to lower interest rates in less than 90 days. Wait a second. It didn't take 3 years to go up, iPro. Interest rates went down for 40 years. So then it started turning. And Trump said he was going to bring it back down. That's what he said, and he hasn't. It is crazy about something like that. Refi, look, Derek, if you can get a good refi, but you're still looking at what, 7, 8%? I don't know. Once again, I'm not an economist. I love talking with you guys about housing and this stuff. I'm not an economist, but it depends on your interest rate. If you get a lesser interest rate, do it. If you can't get a lesser interest rate, why do you want to pay more? Right? Because and then you're just taking money out of your house. This is important, guys. To me, this is so important. Okay, your housing is so important, and we got to look at this. You got families and all this. Refi if you can get a better rate. If you can't get a better rate, don't refi. Right? Otherwise, you're just taking money out of the house. Why would you want to refi? And then if you're going to put that money in your pocket, what are you going to bet on the stock market? Maybe you'll get lucky. Are you going to bet on some other investment? Are you just going to go to the store and buy something? What are you going to do with that money? That is your money. You buy a house, and Joe talks about this all the time. You buy a house, you can build up equity. You buy a house, you can make money. You, as a young person or young people, you can be able to grow and have cash and do it. To take that money out and pay interest on it doesn't make sense. It makes no, you can't even deduct the interest. So it makes, or hardly. So it makes no sense at all. Do not, I'm telling you, it's just my unpaid for advice. And I'm not talking companies or anything. Please, unless you need the money, do not get a credit card that you can pull money out of your house with by just throwing it down at a store. And please do not get a HELOC, a home equity loan, or something like that unless you're going to use it for an emergency. Otherwise, let that house build up some principal so you have that money as you go forward and you can grow with it. I'm telling you, I talk from the heart on that, man. I've seen this for so many years. I know so many people lost their homes. I know all this stuff. This is how you try to be a little bit cool. We're in a tough market right now. You have inflation, right? Going up. You have interest rates still up there. You have an economy going down. You can't be sure everybody's going to have their jobs. Some people can be pretty sure, but a lot of people can't because a lot of people are getting laid off in companies that are not the government. If you get laid off, you don't have money. What are you going to do? Suddenly now you're going to be paying on 2 loans on your house, on that credit card on your house, and on your mortgage. I'm telling you guys, I'm talking, we're just an American citizen here. That's what I'm talking. Joe's just an American. He's quiet because he's been saying this about buying a home. Joe's been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks. He always jumps in with this, and it's the truth. So don't take that principle that you build up and throw it away. Right, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now we're coming here. We're going to have our fun. Once again, remember, the theme of everything we do is Devo. We are a de-evolution. And we came up with Girl You Want with Devo, but this is not our album of the week. Our album of the week is a great album from a great group. Blondie. Parallel Lines. Let me tell you, this is new wave. Blondie were punkers. If you go and look at Debbie Harry and all of them, their first videos, they were punkers, just total punkers. They came out. Then they started going new wave, and this is the album. Hanging on the telephone. And how about Heart of Glass, which is a great song. They turned into a disco song, and all the disco, my buddies were into disco. I wasn't. We're all playing Heart of Glass all the time. Sunday Girl, Just Go Away, 11:59. This is the album. Parallel Lines, Blondie. Listen to one side, play back. Turn it over, listen to the other side, lay back and enjoy it. And we're going to be back next Wednesday. I'll be coming back from my trip. We love you. We love your comments. We thank everybody. Thank you very, very much. And we'll see you Wednesday. And I'll look for your comments as we go forward in the week. And that's the way it is.
Period.
See you all later. Thanks for coming.